Hey guys, welcome to this video. In today's lesson, I want to show you how to create a responsive login form that has functionality to hide and show password, just like what you're seeing here. So if you type any password on the password field, you should be able to click on this icon to see the password and also click on the icon to hide the password. Our main focus will be on the hiding of the password and showing of the password in the input field. We're going to use HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and a touch of Bootstrap to achieve this. Alright, so stay with me in this video. So I'll just go ahead here and create the files that we need for this project. So we need index.html. Okay, index.html file, we need it here. Okay, so I'll just close here. So we also need main.css file so that we have some touch of CSS as well. Then we need the JavaScript file itself. We're going to call it script.js here, right? Okay, so we have all the three files that we need here. Remember, I said that we'll be using Bootstrap here. So quickly, let me take us to the Bootstrap site. Let's have a look at the Bootstrap we're going to use. So quickly go to your Chrome browser, then search for katebootstrap.com, katebootstrap.com here. So currently we are using version 5.3 down here. So if you scroll down, you're going to see this Bootstrap, how to use it, of course, on the website. So just click on the doc. Okay, then let's get the starter template, this particular one. Okay, so it already have the link to the Bootstrap CDN. Okay, so and that's just what we need in this project. So I'll just copy the whole of this. Just click on copy, then head back to your project and paste it in the index.html, right? So I'll just paste it here. Okay, this is what we need. First thing that we need. So you also need to get the icon link from this website, icons.getbootstrap.com here, right? So once you get to this website, or if you're on the Bootstrap website, just click on these icons, then it will take you to this particular website. Then you click on install, right? Install, it will take you down right away. Okay, so you're going to see this CDN. This is the one we are looking for. So you're just going to grab this, click on copy. Okay, because we need the CDN. Then you go back to the Visual Studio Code. Okay, then still on the head, we're going to paste it, what we copied here. We're going to paste it here. So now we now have the icon file linked in our work. Okay, since everywhere is good now and we are okay to now start the project fully. Okay, so here I want to remove this header right away, face off. Okay, or let's have a look at how our website look first. Okay, so I'll be opening this with a live server. If you don't have live server, go to extension, search for live server right away. You need to have internet connection to be able to access this. So this is the particular live server I'm using, right? You can just click the install button, it will be installed for you. So once you have that, you'll be able to run this project the way I'm running my own, right? Okay, so I want to start the live server. Open this project with live server. Once you right click, you're going to see open with live server. So I'm just going to click there. Then we're going to have the project open this way. Okay, so our project is all good, so we can continue the work now. All right, back to our code. Before we start fully, we need to link the CSS file and also the JavaScript file to this our work, right? So still on the head, let's link the CSS file by CSS main.css file. There's nothing in it for now, but we just need to link it now. So you can use the link, this link tag straight away to link your file. So if I do dot forward slash, you should be able to see the main.css file. Then you link it. The same way, we're going to link the JavaScript file too, using the script tag down here before the closing tag of the body. So we're going to use script like so, this particular one with source, then dot forward slash 2, we should see the script dot js. Okay, now that we are good, I want to remove the head one straight away. Then we can now proceed to type the code. I want to collapse this. Okay, all right. So on the body, inside the body, first thing we want to have on the body is a div with a type of container. Remember, we have linked Bootstrap now, so I can just do dot container like so and press on tab. Then I have my container already set up like so. Okay, so with a class name of container, right? So I'm also going to have another div that will contain the row dot row. Okay, then dot justify content. So I want all the content to be justified center in this particular row. Okay, then I'm now going to have some columns inside there, one column, so that the form will be at the center of the page. Okay, that should be dot cos dash 12. Okay, then I'm going to make it on small device. Remember, it has to be responsive. Okay, then I'm still going to have for okay 8. Then lastly, for large device, these are all device sizes we want to use. Okay, so once you're done typing that, you can click on the tab for it to go. Or I guess I missed something, dash 10. Okay, all right. So the next thing we're going to have inside this form is to have a card, right? A card. So I can call card, this is Bootstrap card. Then the card should have a shadow. I want to have some form of shadow. Okay, so these are classes in Bootstrap, and I should have a border of 0. That means I don't need any other. Then I need to have make the edges rounded. Okay, so all right, so with this I have this now done. So we can now have the card body that will contain the form itself, right? So I can now do dot card dash body like so. Then I want to have some padding inside the form, and also I want padding on small device, right? Okay, so this is what I have now. Okay, Then let me have heading 2 to that will have text center, and have some margin bottom, right? Then I'm going to have fonts to be this semi bold. Okay, then I'm going to type login right there. This is our login form. So let me just show you what we are having currently now with this setup we just have now. So on the browser, this is exactly what we are having, right? The form we are setting out, this is the card that we just set out like this. So let's have the form inside the card so that we can finish up. All right, so quickly we're going to have the form itself with a class. Okay, let's give it an ID with an ID of login form. Okay, login form. Okay, so I don't need this action for now. We can remove the action now. Okay, so we're going to have some labels and input inside this form to have it populated, but let's group it into div with margin bottom Okay, so now I can have the label of the form, right, with a class of let's call it form label. All these are bootstrap classes, right, that you can call to make your work easier. So you can check out the bootstrap documentation for further understanding if you're having any issues, or you drop me a comment to do video on bootstrap for you if you need it, right? Okay, so I'm going to call this email here on the label. So we now have the label right away. Then let's have the input itself, input of type email. You can see different input types here, so I'm going to click the email type input. Then I'm going to have the class. Okay, the ID is going to be email. Okay, and the name, if you wish to have it, is going to be email too. Then I'm going to have the class for this. So we're going to call form control, which is from bootstrap. Okay, so form dash control. Then we need the control to be big one, the form control to be big one. Okay, so that will be form dash control dash lg. I'm going to give it a custom class name, so I'll call it custom dash input, so that I can give a special style using CSS. Okay, then I want it to be a kind of rounded. Okay, all right, so this is what I want the form to be. All right, so this is all what we have. So let's format this. I just Control Shift I for this to format to what you just see now. All right, so I'll have one attribute required. Okay, all right, so we now have the form. So one of these is done. So the next thing we're going to have is the password field, and is the same thing I'm going to do here, right? Okay, so I have a label for this label with the class of form label form, same thing we did here. So you can just copy this and paste and change the label name to password. Okay, so the next thing, let's have the input in it. So I'm going to have input, and the input is going to be of type password. Just if you scroll this down, once you type input, you're going to see password here, input password. Okay, so this is that password, saying I can give it inside the name password, and this ID I'm going to give it password as well. Remember that we have the class to be form control as well. So class name, we have form control, which is a class from Bootstrap. Then form control dash lg, like so. Okay, then we have the custom input because I want to style it same input. Okay, so the custom input is there. Then I'm still going to have rounded pile. Okay, then I'm going to have p padding and 5. Why I have this is because of the icon that we will add later to it. Okay, so all right, so this is what we having for now. All right, so let me format this. Okay, so this is good. I'll just enter it new here. All right, so okay, everything is fine here, so we can continue. We can as well add required to it. All right, okay, so the next thing we're going to do is to have the icon button, right? The icon button first we're going to have. For us to have this icon button, before we proceed, let me show you what we have on the screen so you know the next thing we're going to do. Okay, this is what we currently have. We have this and we have this. Okay, we don't really have placeholder, so let's add placeholder so you can see well what is there. So I'm going to provide placeholder for all this. So I'll just do placeholder. I'll call it email. Then placeholder here will be password. Placeholder. That should be password. Okay. All right. So let's make this capital later. All right. Let's see what we have on the screen. So we proceed. This is what we have. This is the placeholder, right? Okay, our objective now is to add the eye icon down here for it to show, then so that we can attach the functionality of hiding and showing the password. And of course, this is not at the center. So let's get back to work again and let's fix that. Okay, for us to successfully add the icon to this password input field, okay, we need to wrap it in another div. Okay, I can even see that we have, there's a div that we have not closed, so let's get that closed. Okay, so down here I'll close this div. Okay, I think everything is okay now. All right, everything is okay now. So this div closes itself here and this input. So for us to add icon so that we can hide and show the password, I want to wrap this input. I want to wrap it in a div, right? Okay. So the purpose of wrapping it with the div is to two of them to display as inline elements. Okay, so I'm going to have a div that will have a class name position relative, position dash relative, like so. Okay, all right. So now I'm going to take this out, then close it down here. Okay, so now this input field is the password input is inside this div with class name position relative. Okay, so I can now add the button of type button. Okay, type button. All right, so I'm going to give it a class name, bootstrap class name of btn, and this should be btn link. Okay, I want it to be a link. Okay, then I want it position absolute because of the relative we added. All right, then I want it to be at the have no padding on the end. Okay, then let me have top to be 50, of course. Then I will translate this to middle. All right, so I think I'll bring this down here so you can see what I'm typing. All right, so this is where we are right way. So I can give the text a color, text secondary. Okay, all right. So with this now, and one more thing I need to do here is to give it a class name. Okay, I need to give it a class name, so I will work with it in CSS. So I'll give it Toko password. Okay, that's the class name I want to give it, and also I want to give it an ID. The ID will be Toko password joined together. All right, okay, so this is what we're going to have. Then how do we now kit the icon inside, in between the button, in between this button, right? Okay, the opening and the closing of the button, we now going to have the icon, right? The icon. Remember that we have linked the bootstrap icon um, icons to the site, of course, so this will make it show. Okay, so this is now good. So let's have a submit button after the div. Okay, after this div right away. Okay, so down here the submit button will now be button, the button of type submit, this one. Okay, so we're going to say login rather, let's not call it submit. So same way, I'm going to give it a class name of btn. The btn is coming from the bootstrap. Okay, lg, then I'm going to have a maximum width of 100, then I'll give some margin top of 3, then I'll make it rounded, not fully, then I'll give it a name or a class name, submit btn, so I'll work with it in CSS. Okay, so this is just what we need for this HTML. This is everything that we need. So let's have a look at what we have in the browser while we cross our fingers to see what we have. All right, so exactly this is what we have now here, this is what we have. But if you click here, nothing happens because we have not added the functionalities to it yet. Okay, all right, so we're just going to go to CSS now to write some styling to make uh, the page look good. Okay, so on our CSS now, that is the main.css file, the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to give it a background, the entire page a background color. Okay, so if you check the HTML that we had on the body, we're going to give the body some classes, okay, that will really make the whole things transform. So I'm going to give it a class name. Okay, I'm going to call it dflex. Then I'm going to do align items, item center. Then I'm going to justify the all the content on the page, justify it to center, content center. Okay, then let's have minimum view height to be 100 so that we can have um the form at the center of the page. Then I'm going to give it a custom class for giving it a color. Okay, so this is what we have. Then I'll call it custom right away. Okay, with this now we are good. All right, we are now good. So if you check the form again, you're going to see that the form now is at the middle of the page because of what we just added, right? Okay, so we're going to add style to this. So we'll add the functionality to this form. All right, so going back, remember that we have this class, this particular class bg gradients, right, of custom. So I'll just copy it and come to the main dot css file. Then I'm going to do dot. Okay, so we want to put background, but the background to this, the background we want to give it is going to be linear gradients background. So I'm going to have 135 degree. Okay, then the colors in question, I'm going to have this hash. Okay, then I'm going to make it 0%. Okay, then I'm going to mix it with this color. Then I'm going to make this one 100%. Okay, all right, so if we have a look at the site now, okay, we should see a background color in the site. So this is just what we just have now, this gradients background color now on the site. So let's proceed and have everything in place. Okay, so the next thing I want to do, remember I gave it a custom input. I gave it this input custom class, custom input. That is what I want to style now. So I can just copy this, get back to here, then I'll paste it. Then I'm going to give it the background color of F0. All right, somehow something like that. Then I'm also going to have a border of 1 pixel solid, then this color. Okay, then I'm also going to style the on focus of the input. So we can just copy the whole of this, right? Okay, and paste it here, then do focus like so. So in the focus, I'm going to have a background color of, okay, then I'm going to have border color of, on focus is when the user click on the input field to type. That's what we call on focus. So all right, then let's have some box shadow here. So the box shadow is going to be okay, 25. Then I'm going to have RGB color, RGB a color of 102. Then I'm going to make it a bit transparent. Okay, so this is what we have for here, right? Then if we go back to the site, now the site we are working on now, you see that this is what we have. So if we refresh this is what we were just doing to put this background color background here. That's just what we were doing. This is the on focus. This color that showed up is just what we were working on. So we have successfully gotten this done. Okay, like so. Remember that we gave the password a custom class password input. You're going to see this Tokla ID. This is what I'm talking about. This. Okay, so we're going to style this. I'll just copy it, then go to the main.css class. Okay, then paste it. Then what we want to achieve here is we want to add some little padding to this. So we have padding. Okay, okay, then we're going to have make sure that there's no text decoration. All right, because of the link we had. Then let's have some offered color of the Tokla, right? What did we copy? That's the wrong thing we're doing. That's Toko. This is what we're supposed to style. This Tokla. Okay, so let's get here. All right, this is what we are styling. Then let's add some profile effects. Okay, then we're going to have some colors here. Say color, we're going to have this. All right, okay, let's make it important so it will show. All right, then the submit button. Okay, the submit button is what we want to style now. Remember that we gave the submit button we gave it a custom class name. This is its submit btn. So I'm going to copy that right away, then come back here. That's what we're doing now. So we're going to give it a background color. All right, then we're also going to give it border of none. You don't need any border there. Then let's increase the font width and also font width. And also we're going to have color of white. Okay, that's white color. Then let's add small little transition here. Then we're going to call on all, then 3 seconds. Okay, all right. Then we are having offered effects. I'm still going to grab this and have small overlay effect like so. Okay, the offer effect we have in here is going to be 131940. Okay, then the color is going to be a bit F0. This is the color, and we're going to have transform. So we translate Y, translating Y. All right. So we are translating Y to -1 pixels. All right. Okay. So now that we are almost done with this, the last thing we want to do is to mark it active. So submit btn, then we want to make it active. Then we're going to give it want to give it background color of the same. This is this. Then also text color, which is color of F0. Okay, let's have this. All right, so now we are successfully done styling the form, so we can now go and have a look at it and see what we'll have on the browser. Okay, so now we can reload the page. All right, so this is exactly what we have now. So if you click here, everywhere is still good, but nothing happens, right? So we have the UI well done. The next thing we want to do now is for us to add the functionality, which is the JavaScript, to the form to do the actual work we're looking for. All right, back to the code straight away. On the script side, remember that we have linked the script already down here. Okay, so look at the script, we link it. So that's what we want to write now. First of all, we gave the button that is holding the icon, we gave it an ID, password Tokla, and also we have the input type has a type of password. These are things you need to note. Type of password. So in the JavaScript, we're going to do const toku password. Okay, password equals to, we're going to do document dot get element by ID, the ID. This is what we have. Then the ID now is this is the ID. So just copy the ID here and you put it inside here in double quotes. Okay, then we're also going to get the uh password too, the password type. If you note very well too, we gave it ID to password. Okay, so that's what we want to do. So I can copy these two and paste down here. Then I'm going to call this password input, right? Then the ID now is what I name it here, password, right? So we'll just copy it here, then come down to the script and replace it. All right. So the next thing we need is the icon itself. So const, I'm going to call it icon, okay, equals to document dot get element by ID. Okay, icon. So let's get the icon. All right, the icon itself, we're going to get the icon. Okay, so we did not give it an ID, so I'm going to give it an ID now. Call it icon. Okay, so this is the ID that we just copy like so, then come back here and have it. Okay, all right, so we have all the three things that matters here in our code. So now is to write logics. So we're going to attach a listener to the toggler, this toggle password, and change the icon to different types. Okay, so we're going to do toggle password dot add event listener. Okay, and the event listener is going to be on click event listener, right? It's going to be on click event listener. All right, so when if what we are saying is that whenever the user click on the icon, right, you let the DOM listen to any click from there. Okay, okay, all right. So inside the this listener function, we want to fire a function that will change the icon type, right? So we're going to do const type equals to, we'll get the current type first, the current type that is currently actively working. So we're going to call the input type, which is the current type, and it is from the password input that we get, right? So we're going to call the password type, then we're going to do dot get attribute. Okay, this dot get attribute, then that will be type. Now once we get the attribute of the input of this particular input, right, the attribute which is type, which will now give us this password, we're now going to check if what is cutting is equals to password, right? We're going to check if it is equals to password, right? If it is equals to password, we want to make it text so that it will show. But if is equals to text, then we're going to make it password so that it will hide. That is possibly the logic. Then after we have gotten the current state that is there, we now do password dot set attribute, which is now the type. Okay, and the type is the dynamic type we have, right? Okay, so that's how we get it done. Then if type equals to password, I want to show this, that should be by, okay, this should be by and by I, okay, while this one will be by I slash. Okay, in case this is what we miss, slash. All right, so at this point it's supposed to, at least it's supposed to work. So let's just have a look at it. Okay, let's click and see. I'll refresh it again. Click and see. Okay, I think we're having some issues. So let me still check what is going on. If possibly we open the console and check the console to know. So in the console, you can see that there's an error saying that on catch error icon dot class name is not a function. Okay, so and is in the script that it occur. So let's fix it and get it done. Okay, I guess I can see this is not supposed to be like so. Supposed to be an assignment but not a method. Okay, so it's supposed to be an assignment but not a method. Okay, so at this point I believe everywhere is supposed to be good. Let's have a look at it. Okay, all right, so we'll click, of course it's going. So let's test it, typing something. Okay, view and show. All right, so this is how you can implement this functionality to show and hide password using JavaScript, and you achieve this form. So what next? If you get this thing done, the next thing you should do should be to submit your form, and this is where you call the login form. Login form dot add event listener submit, then you submit your form. So this is just how to get this done. If you have any question, you drop it on the comment section down there, and of course you can subscribe to this channel to get more of these videos often. See you in the next video.